What's up, everyone? Aloha and welcome. So once we can get out of our head a little more, we can loosen up, and instead of trying to control and manipulate exactly how the movement comes out, exactly how the music moves through the body, maybe we can now trust that you've done as much intellectual work as you can with the groove. Now we kind of willingly surrender our knowledge, open ourselves up more fully for creative intelligence to flow through us, allow ourselves to be, the vase that the flowers are arranged within, meaning the vessel that creative intelligence can flow through, rather than trying to be the author of everything, right? And for me, you're just game on for whatever life has to throw at you, right? We have a preference, of course. It's great to have a preference. It moves us, puts us into action, puts us out into the world. But what happens a lot of the time is something else happens, right, other than our preference. So rather than bemoaning that and crying, why me, we can know that life doesn't happen to us, it happens for us. So we can say, okay, I had a different preference, but something else is happening. Ooh, goody gumdrops. I'm curious as to what's really being presented to me in my life. Because by definition, it's going to be greater than anything I could have ever imagined. Yeah? So let's go. Give me what you got. Boom, I'm ready to move with it, to flow with it, to adapt. Yeah? One of the things that I think is really important in this time, in all times, but particularly this time, is paying attention to our input and output. Meaning, we have the power to choose what it is that we are taking into our mind, into our body, into our heart. So, if we put Coca-Cola in our car's gas tank, the car's not going to run very well, right? Similarly, if we are allowing constant negative, violent, fear-filled, or petty, gossipy, irreverent content into our mind, via social media, via the news, TV shows, movies, music, podcasts, books, whatever it is, if the majority of what we're taking in is of a negative or irreverent nature, this is the fuel that our mind is trying to run on. We have the ability to choose this. So I think it's really important, again, in all times, particularly this time, when, it's good to be informed, absolutely. Find out what you need to know. And then turn it off. To keep engaging in what is a lot of fear-mongering beyond the necessary information is not doing anything good for us. It's not moving us forward, right? Get the information that you need, turn it off, and focus on taking in positive, inspiring content. And then I said input and output. And then output, that's one of those is our speech. What are we putting out into the world? You ever had a friend who's extremely sarcastic, like all the time? And it can be really hard to ever know really what it is that they really think about something or how they really feel. Because everything that comes out of their mouth is sarcastic in some way, right? So they're never really saying what they truly think or truly feel. So if you take your relationship with that person whose speech is not trustworthy, then extrapolate that relationship out to yourself and the universe. If we're constantly saying things that we do not mean, or that we do not know to be true, or that we do not want to be true, we're not presenting our speech as a trustworthy device to deliver to us what we want in our lives. So I think it's really important to work on a practice, something I'm constantly working on. I'm not perfect at it in any way, shape, or form, but I'm trying to only say what I mean, trying to only say what I know to be true, and trying to only say what I want to be true. And I'll end it with one of my favorite pieces of advice from my meditation teacher, Tom Knowles, where he said, "Never miss a grand opportunity to shut your mouth." I love that. I don't think that there's anything more important that any of us can be doing with our time right now than meditating. Because meditation is the platform from which we're going to make any choices. In all times it's important, particularly in this time, the choices we make, we want them to be as progressive and as sustainable as possible. So if we're making choices from a place of fear, from a place of stress, of anger, more than likely we're not going to make progressive, sustainable choices. So meditation is the platform from which it's the positive amplifier of any other action you may take. Therapy absolutely changed my life. I was totally against it for many, many years. Oh no, that's for crazy people. I've got bad news for us. Every single one of us is crazy, a little bit crazy to some degree. It's for everybody. I didn't go until my life completely fell apart, till I had finally two nervous breakdowns over the course of a year. This is about 7-8 years ago. Thankfully, I found a therapist that practiced two particular techniques that just changed my life. One of them is EMDR. So that stands for Eye Movement Desensitization Reprocessing. Look it up, EMDR. Website is emdria.org. A really powerful therapeutic technique that specifically deals with trauma and unwinding that trauma from the body. I think it moved my healing process forward 10 years in a year. Also, somatic experiencing, which is just really focused on trauma and pain and stress in the body and how to be with it and work with it and desensitize to it in the body. It's Peter Levine's therapeutic approach. Really, really powerful. So I highly recommend those two therapeutic approaches. What we expect, we experience. What we look for, we find. And what we pay attention to grows. Love you guys. Stay safe, stay healthy. Aloha.